The Kings did a much better job in this game. The first half wasn't great, right? They had some defensive breakdowns, but the difference is how are you going to come out in the second half? Are you going to wait to the fourth quarter like you did last game and kind of escape with a win, or are you going to take care of business? And tonight, the Kings came out and took care of business. The offensive numbers are beyond sexy, but to me, I felt like in the second half, there was a conscious effort to make life more challenging on Jalen Green, who had 25 points in the first half. He ends up in the game finishing with 27 points. And it wasn't, he was just missing shots. The Kings defense did such a better job on him. Fox was more aggressive. Davion came in and made life hard on him. In fact, blocked one of his threes. The help defense was there. It was such a better job defensively in the second half against this Rockets squad.
And that's what I love. It was just so noticeable that it was disrupting his game, taking away what he was making look easy in that first half. Some of those shots were easy, and then he had some toward the end of that half where it was like he was creating, and just Jalen Green's a good young player, right? But at the same time, you can stop this team by stopping him, by slowing him down. That's what the Kings really came out strong in that second half. Whatever was said in that locker room at the half, they listened to and they executed.
And it was Fox being more engaged on that end, really being into him. Mitchell, they were blitzing him. They're like, we're not going to let this guy beat us. He has been unconscious. He was getting inside. He was knocking down threes. He had that one tough shot on Terrence Davis late in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Like, God, is this guy going to score 45 tonight and maybe squeak out a win? They did such a better job. And that only led to better things for them, because not only were they playing better defense on that, they were also forcing turnovers, and then they weren't turning over the ball. They had 10 turnovers as a team in that first half. They only turned the ball over 4 times in the second half, and damn, it was so fun to watch. Morgan, I know Houston's a bad team. They're now 10-32. This is what you're supposed to do against the bad teams, but the Kings looked fantastic. The offense. Sabonis is just a freak. I don't know if I've already mentioned this. I know I said this in Discord.
Yeah.
He's already in my top 5 favorite Kings of all time.
Wow.
No, because he just plays the right way.
You know why he is? Well, if I was going to put him in that list for me, it's he plays the right way, but he plays with so much joy. He enjoys being so dominant.
He encourages his teammates. My favorite Sabonis play tonight came when he missed a 3. I wrote it down because I'm just like, no, this has to be noted. He misses a 3. That guy sprints his ass off back down the floor, blocks Şengün's shot at the rim, and then Terrence Davis hits a 3 from Sabonis.
You have your big missing a 3-point attempt and sprinting his ass back to get that chase down block. Incredible effort. I mean, the way that he plays, though, when another player, another teammate of his is doing something right or is coming off him the right way, it's a smile. It's great job. It's encouragement. And then when things are wrong, it's just leadership. Yes, Deuce, how he plays, but then the numbers he puts up, incredible.
With a broken hand, right? Like, remember the thumb injury he has?
Yeah. No, he's the type of person that's like probably wants someone to punch him in the face 7 times before a game, and it's like, I'm going to go out there.
I think that's how many times he gets punched each game by opposing teams. He gets hit in the face all the time. Got hit in the face again tonight.
It gives him more power.
Tonight, Morgan, 19 points, 15 rebounds, a career-high 16 assists. He also had 2 steals and 2 blocks tonight. It's hard to find words about how he has transformed this team. And it's not just him. There's other pieces too, no doubt about it. But what he brings to this squad, because of his toughness, because he's playing through pain, because he shares the ball.
It's contagious.
Absolutely contagious.
But not only is it contagious, Deuce, you look at those 16 assists that he had. It's not just guys being in the right place at the right time. He has brought a certain style of basketball with the way that he plays that guys are trusting around him, that they want to play with him. They want to play that style. And that's why they're in the right place at the right time. And they're like, oh, well, actually, I see Sabonis at the high post. And if I go from this dunker spot and slash through, he's going to find me because my guy is paying too much attention on him. Like, you're just seeing guys play at a higher level because of the way that Sabonis is playing when he has the ball in his hands.
When you have a player who draws so much attention and is a willing passer, but also a great passer,
Yes.
it changes everything. I mean, how many times since he's been a King, I've just been fixated on watching him, even without the ball. He is constantly coaching guys, getting guys in the right spots on both sides, offense and defense. He is playing as we reach the halfway point. Not only at an all-star level, like that whole conversation has to stop. He's an all-star. It's done. Like, he's an all-star. He's an all-NBA player right now. And that means you're top 15.
Yep.
He has been that great this season. And I remember last year, even over the offseason, people were like, yeah, he's made the all-star team twice, but do you think he'll make it again? And
25 or 26 now? 25.
The guy's young, and he's playing the best basketball of his career. It's not even close. He has never been this good in the NBA. He's in the prime of his career, and you could tell he means everything to this team, not only on the court, but what he does emotionally for this team.
Absolutely.
Morgan said it. He plays with joy. And that matters. During a long grind of a season, you need guys that are going to keep you in line, hold you accountable on the court. He's like a coach on the floor, and he's great.
And it's like, it's not that fake joy where you're like, oh, we just got to get through this type of season. Oh, it's just work. So, you just got to be there. It's like, I feel like it's what probably basketball does for us and everyone that's in here right now. The fact that you commit so much time to us talking about basketball probably is bringing you joy. Yeah. And he feels that same way about basketball. And it's contagious not only for people on the court, I think it's contagious for people who are watching him play night in and night out as well.
Doug in the chat says, Deuce is about to cry. I might.
No.
It wouldn't be the first time this year. The last time I cried when my grandma died.
Was that
Did you want to bring it up?
Wow. Wasn't that last year technically?
Okay, are you going to take that away from me?
No.
You're going to bring that up?
No.
It was the end of
you're
October.
Already mad that my grandma died this week and took away from your grandma dying. I know.
When the Kings lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. And remember, crazy to think about this as we reach the halfway point of the season with the Kings 5 games over 500 for the first time in like 17 years. You realize they started 0-4? That's the other thing we have to keep going back to. They started 0-4 in the season. There was panic around.
There was panic
within those walls.
There was panic within those walls. Sources say there was panic within those walls.
But guess what? Hey, calm down. Win some games. You figure it out. It's a long season.
Sports,
and here they are. So, yeah, you know what? Maybe I will cry tonight.
No.
Huh? No, I'm not.
No
We got a long way to go.
We're good.
The Kings at 23-18. It just sounds so good. I've said it like 7 times. A couple other things from tonight that I want to get to, first half versus second half. The Kings did great scoring the ball, right? 69 points in the first half, but they allowed 66 points.
Yes.
So how are they going to respond? Third quarters have always been an issue, it seems like, for Sacramento for a long time now. They responded in a big way. They outscored them 43-26 in the third. In the second half, Morgan, Sacramento outscored Houston 70-48. They knocked down 13 of 23 from 3 in the second half. They had 20 assists in the second half. That almost feels like it's wrong. I need to almost look at it again to make sure I'm right.
Okay,
on this.
double check it. How many assists in the second half?
I have them down for 20 in the second half.
That would be that's.
Do you think I'm lying?
No,
Do you think I'm wrong?
That's just like a very holy shit stat. So that's why I'm pretty stunned by it. But
I'm looking right now. I'm going to show it to the people. First half, Sacramento had 14, and they finished with 34. They had 20 assists in the second half of the game. 20 assists and just 4 turnovers. I mean, that's just you're going to win a lot of games.
No, you're going to,
and you're not playing Houston every night. Okay, I'm having perspective here, but this is not the first time the Kings have had 34 assists in a game this year. This is a number 30 that they get a lot. So that was great. 4 turnovers I mentioned. They also had 7 steals in the second half, and they also had 6 blocks in the second half of the game.
And you saw the difference too. I mean, it was the way that they were getting up, and guys, they were playing with a different type of energy. It wasn't like they weren't energized the first half, but it was them, I don't think, truly believing in their capabilities as a defensive team, and that they could provide that high level basketball, not only on the offensive end, like they were, but on the defensive end as well, which was actually part of the reason why they started looking better and better on offense. You saw some transition shots, transition threes from Harrison Barnes, some really good basketball. And I think one of the things that I noticed too was when Will Z was tweeting out some things, and he was talking about the Rockets at one point when they had 14 points off of 10 Kings turnovers, and the Kings at that point had 5 points off the Rockets, 5 turnovers. They just really cleaned things up in that second half, right? They cleaned things up. They didn't allow the other team to capitalize on their mistakes either. It was just a much better game of basketball.
Yeah, Houston in the second half had 10 turnovers. It turned into 16 points for the Sacramento Kings. They also held Houston to 43% shooting and 4 of 17 from three-point land. So you put up 139 points. That's insane. The last 3 games, by the way, Morgan, the three-point shooting has been remarkable.
Yes.
They hit 20 tonight, 20 of 40. But this is their last 3 games, Morgan. They're 62 of 134 from 3. That is 46%. They've had 62 threes in the last 3 games.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I feel like we'll see teams throughout the league where it's like, man, they're a good 3-point shooting team, or they'll make a lot of threes. And it's because they're jacking up so many. It's their identity of their game. It's where they like to score if they're going to score. But I feel like with the Kings, there's discipline within their shot selection. And then when they are feeling good and they are making those outside shots, they continue to shoot those. And then let's just say tonight when they're not shooting well, you know that the coaches are telling some of the shooters, keep shooting, get your rhythm going. But others, it's like, create something off the dribble, do something else, attack the paint. Like, they're just a whole bunch of smart players.
Well, the Kings had 3 players with 20 or more. That did not include Sabonis, who was 1 point shy of that. You mentioned Harrison Barnes, another big game for him. He had 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 8 of 14 shooting, 5 of 8 from 3. And all of a sudden, HB is really starting to knock down the 3, which is super encouraging for the Kings. I mean,
it looks smooth.
Yeah.
It looked good tonight, too. He's just shooting with a lot of confidence. You know, he's not thinking twice about it. And he's like, this is a good shot because 1, I can make this, but 2, I'm in rhythm. Things are flowing. I'm doing everything else I can be doing on the floor. He's playing at a different level too.
2023 stats, and I don't know if this is updated through tonight. I should just do this on my own. Sorry, Morgan. I was going to go to HB's thing. This is what happens when we do live stuff. It's fun, right?
Yeah.
You can.
Were you going to do math? I'm choking.
Why? I was choking during a Stockton game tonight, and Morgan took over play-by-play for a second.
And let me tell you, play-by-play to me is one of the hardest things in the world. It really is. And I'm just like trying to go through each play. A little difficult as Deuce was choking nearby. Didn't even know if he was okay, but I was like, game's going on.
Okay, that's what I want to bring up. Updated through tonight. These stats are current. January, the Kings have played 7 games. They're 4-3. Harrison Barnes during the year 2023, 21 points, 53% shooting, 50% from 3, 91% from the free throw line.
Wow.
So, that's a 7-game chunk where he's providing you 21 a game. Fox is just a tick under 25 points a game on 51% shooting, 85% from the line, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. Sabonis is at 20 points. He's at 13 rebounds and 8.6 assists in the month of January on 56% shooting.
That's insane. Well, what's so fun to see is that these players are not just filling up one category. They're not just getting a whole bunch of rebounds because they're big or making a whole bunch of outside shots because they're a shooter. They're crashing the boards. They're finding the open man. They're just playing basketball the right way. And look what happens when you do that. Great things happen.
So we mentioned Barnes with 27 points, 7 rebounds. The other guy with 20-plus points tonight, De'Aaron Fox at 24, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He was just getting to the spot. I thought he had a great game. 9 of 14 shooting, 3 of 5 from downtown. Some of those mid-range J's he got with green on them.
How automatic is it becoming, right? That's when
he's an elite mid-range shooter. It's like him, Kevin Durant.
He truly is. And Kevin Durant, you expect it. he's been doing it for so long at that level. De'Aaron has shown now, he's had other moments, but I feel like it's more consistent and lethal than ever this season with him. And especially in those crunch time moments, the clutch moments for De'Aaron, it's a different mentality at that point. And so for him to do it throughout a game on a more consistent level, I'm just so glad that he believes in himself and knows what he's capable of.
Other guy we should mention, Terrence Davis, had 22 points in the starting lineup tonight. He also had 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He did on 7 of 14 shooting, 5 of 5 at the line, 3 of 7 from downtown. And Mike Brown called an early timeout in the third quarter after he had a really bad defensive mistake trying to defend Eric Gordon. It seemed like he was actually escorting him to the basket to score.
It's like, would you like to take this left lane?
Go ahead. And, Mike Brown went, we're going to call timeout. We're talking about this. And he talked to him about it. What I loved about it, he left TD in the game. Next play down, I think Terrence Davis turned the ball over.
Yeah,
but
did.
after that, he stayed with it.
Yeah.
And this is, again, a credit. I don't know how many times we have said this about players on this team this year. Guys who are not in the rotation come in and they provide a lift. They could pout. They could be pissed off, but they're not. Terrence Davis deserves so much credit for being coachable, for staying engaged. And tonight, he comes in and gives you 22 points. Your starting shooting guard, Kevin Huerter, is missing the second consecutive game, and you can go to your bench to a guy who was getting DNP CDs for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, or whatever it is, and this is what he gives you.
Shooting 50% from the field, right?
Yeah.
Making some better decisions out there with his shot selection. And I love that Mike Brown. That's what I was talking to you about after, too. It's like, if you're TD, you could have the mindset like, yo, the leash is short. I got to do everything right. If I screw, and that can just screw with you even more, right? You're going to play timid. You're going to play scared. Instead, Mike Brown has so much respect for him to be like, no, I'm going to let you make these mistakes. I'm going to teach you what was wrong, but you're going to do the right thing the next time's down. And that's exactly what started to happen with TD. And I love the relationship that it seems like they have.
Now let's go to the bullshit play of the night.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That bum Garrison Matthews.
What
are you doing? I mean, he had the foul on Keegan the other night. Now there is a turnover. Malik Monk and Garrison Matthews going for the ball, right? Garrison lowers his shoulder, bumps into Monk.
Monk sells it.
Monk absolutely sells it. I'm not denying it. And Monk was going for it, but Garrison saw it, went, oh, I'm going to prevent this from happening. Yeah. And then he went into him.
Yeah.
So then Matthews has the ball. Monk goes from behind, pokes it away just to knock it away after the whistle. And Garrison immediately loses his shit. Gets right nose to nose in Monk's face. I mean, it was...
You would have thought he said something about his mom.
You would have thought he was the one that lowered the shoulder and got knocked into. Instead, it was Garrison Matthews. Immediately turns. It's like, F you, man, F you.
In nose to nose.
And then Monk wasn't backing down. Then then Metu comes over. It took him an hour and a half to review this. Look, it's crazy to me that play ends almost in a wash where, the Kings, there's a foul in the play, but Matthews ejected, Monk ejected, Eason ejected, and then Chimezie Metu. And I watched that replay, went back and watched it with you. I'm going, what does Metu actually do wrong? They said he instigated. Instigated what? It was already happening. It was done. I even saw Şengün bump someone. No, he bumped
nothing.
Monk, and nothing happened over it.
And even with Metu afterward, I was like, okay, so he said a few more words after, but even within those words being said, there was physical contact from Şengün. Like, if you're going to go all the way to eject him, then why aren't you going to do anything to Şengün either? It was just one of those plays where the refs overthought it. Too many guys were ejected. Even for Matthews, like, I even in that situation, do you think it deserved an ejection for that play?
Here's what I'll say. Yes, I do.
How come?
Not for the play.
For the in the face thing.
The in the face
Fair.
thing. Right.
Okay.
Because he got hot fast.
And he charged him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, went face to face with the guy like immediately.
Okay. So ejection there. Malik Monk T.
Fine. If you want to give Malik Monk a technical fine, I think their thought was like, hey, let's de-escalate this. It's
Sure.
a classic ref move. Like, let's de-escalate it. Let's just eject both guys. But then I'm like, come on, let's keep it moving. It doesn't need to take 35 minutes. They like sent it was like it was a court case.
Yeah.
Oh, let's bring in our next witness. It's like, no.
This is a case for the FBI.
Let's not overthink it. Oh, okay. These two guys got into it. We're done with them. Ejection. This game's kind of out of reach anyway.
Thank you.
And then you move on.
Yeah. But Matthews, you a dirty ass player.
He is.
And
He's
not
got a
even
little
in
dirty
that moment.
him.
That wasn't even the dirty moment. And it was just, I'm more going off of his reputation and what we even saw from the night before with Keegan.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think those are the type of play, just unnecessary plays. Right?
yeah, where someone can get hurt, and that's where it gets scary. It's like, you don't respect the game. Get out of here, you bum.
You bum. Other things we should mention about this game. Trey Lyles, 13 points, 5 rebounds. He ends up playing 30 minutes tonight for Sacramento on 6 of 9 shooting. Keegan Murray was in foul trouble for most of the night. Really couldn't find a rhythm. Lyles has just been such a stud for this team.
He has. No, I mean, what a pleasant surprise. And I'll never forget asking him about a misconception about his game on media day. And he always said it was like that. I don't care. He's like, cause I always have the same face. I don't show a lot of emotion because I used to, and then I toned it down a lot. And now people like go, oh, like he doesn't care. I love that he's just showing he cares through his game, through his big shot making, through his throw down dunks, understanding where to be on the floor. Like, he is understanding the game at a high level and showing it through the way that he plays.
Nice win for the Kings.
Yeah.
They went 139-114. That's what you're supposed to do. Supposed to beat these teams on your home floor.
And how great that we can say that, though.
Yeah.
Because like we haven't been able to say that for so many years now. It's fun to be like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do if you want to be considered a good team. Beat a team like the Rockets, just like this. And you know how I felt second night of playing the same team back to back. I was nervous. I was. And you saw how that first half went, and it didn't go in the way that the Kings wanted it to go. A few runs here and there, but then they really pulled away in that second half to show why they are a good team.